I looked at what she was wearing. She was wearing Skechers, which I'm not throwing any shade, but I just want to know your moral standing to comment on what somebody is wearing. Nowhere. When I mean from nowhere, the girl, that was the conversation she started with. Toru Olorun, you are a liar. I was like, my mouth, as I was pushing Jeremy, my mouth was like, Jeremy, my son, now said, really? I didn't know that Jeremy was listening as I was listening. Jeremy now said, really? I have 1 zillion shoes. That was where I lost it. I laughed so hard. Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gist with Genevieve. Guys, I wasn't so sure about how to go about this video. I was actually doing a vlog. It's a Sunday evening. I was doing a vlog from the morning, even though the vlog was not really vlogging, but I really had this issue I wanted to talk about. Yesterday, I went to the park with my children. In fact, I started doing that vlog from yesterday, so but I was at the park with my children yesterday, and an incident happened that got me thinking seriously, because in this time and age that we are raising kids, we really need to open our eyes. If you're interested in being an intentional parent and raising your kids to become substance and great individuals in the near future, if you're very passionate about intentional parenting, then this is one video you should watch. So I was a bit confused about how to go on with this video. Should I add this as part of the vlog, or should it be a video on its own? To be honest, I'm not sure. This is going to be determined by my video editor. She's going to figure it out. So whichever one she produces for you guys, the production, that's what you guys are going to be having. Oh God, it feels good to say that. Anyway, back to what I wanted to tell you guys. If you are new here, please click the subscribe button, subscribe to this channel. This is Gist with Genevieve, and on this channel, we comment on societal issues, and I also share my beautiful lifestyle. I'm a mom of 3 living in Birmingham, United Kingdom. So if you're new, click the subscribe button. You're gonna love it. You are going to love it here, okay? And to my oldies, I dropped a video about quitting, and you guys were just telling me, don't quit. I am here. We are not quitting. We are doing this. And now, this is Gist with Genevieve. Sit down. Let's talk, okay? So, I'm bringing up this issue mainly because in the world we are living today, we just have to be very cautious about what we expose our children to and the kind of people they mix up with. So if you're practical about parenting, if you're intentional about parenting and raising your children, this is the video you should watch. Because what I saw with my 2 eyes yesterday, like nobody told me. I have heard a mom talk about it one time on TikTok. Now I'm going to share the story of that mom on TikTok. If I find the video of that mom on TikTok, I might insert it to this video. Now, the woman was actually explaining how her daughter, who is I think a teenager and is also in school, came back telling her about how a girl in her school said her clothes, I think her clothes was Zara, but the girl was trying to say that Zara was like a low class kind of brand, and she was citing other higher brands that the girl, I mean, you know what I mean, the girl said she was wearing and she wears rather, and quoting how many hundreds of pounds that her own clothes was worth, right? So this teenage girl now told the mom, it made her feel a little bad. Okay, the teenage girl felt bad, so she was telling the mom about it, that it's a complex thing. Come on, who wouldn't feel a type of way if someone is telling you, oh, I have this, or I live in a mansion, or I live this. You feel a type of way. If someone tells you things like that, it would get to you. So it now depends on what you have inside of you to be able to give a response. But that mom was very smart. I love what she did. She told her daughter, okay, let's go on the website, and I don't know the website, I don't know the particular brand, but it's actually more expensive than Zara. Now, Zara is high street though. Zara is high street. Not even everybody can afford a Zara, because people in the comments were saying, I can't even afford Zara. I can't even afford Zara. And Zara is what the girl in question was wearing. So the mom told her, okay, let's go to the website of this particular brand. I don't know if this my story is making sense because I'm not naming the names. I don't have it on the top of my head. So she went to the website and found out that the girl was actually over-exaggerating on the prices of the clothes that she said she was wearing. Now, the mom has succeeded in letting the daughter know that that girl is talking bull crap. Okay? Whatever it is she's wearing is not even as expensive as she said it is. Thumbs up, mommy. She did a very good job. At least the teenage girl will know, first of all, the person who is speaking to you is not even a credible person. She's lying. And why should you lie? Now, this is exactly what happened. These are teenagers. Now, yesterday, I was with Jeremy and I was pushing the swing for Jeremy, right? While I was pushing the swing for Jeremy, you know how the swings go? The whole swing, right? Each swing has two swings. That's how the path is. So there are 2 swings on each of the thingy lever, right? So I was pushing Jeremy here, a kid was on the next one, then the girl was on the next one. So I was just privy to their conversation because the proximity was very close, yeah? So the girl randomly, she now asked the guy that was swinging close to us that, how many Nike kicks do you have? The first thing that entered my head is, what? I looked at the girl's leg to see what she's wearing. Meanwhile, these children are like between 6, 7, 8 years. Max 8. 6, 7, 8. That would be their age bracket, both the girl and the boy. So I looked at what she was wearing. She was wearing Skechers, which I'm not throwing any shade, but I just want to know your moral standing to comment on what somebody is wearing. Do you have any Nike kicks? Nowhere. When I mean from nowhere. The girl, that was the conversation she started with. The poor boy looked at his kicks and said, I don't even know. So I noticed how the boy just felt a little bit of way. The girl now went further to ask, do you have other shoes? What other shoes do you have? Do you have other shoes? Or is this the only shoe that you've got? I'm like, what? Jesus Christ, what? If someone is telling me about this, I was just be wondering, for real? But I saw this, I'm like, hey! Okay, and I wanted to know the guy's response. So the boy was a bit not outspoken. I wouldn't say not outspoken, but maybe an introvert, but maybe the boy didn't want to speak. I can't tell anything about the boy, but I don't know him. So the boy wasn't really like responding so much. And the girl now said that, well, for me, I have 10,000 shoes. You are long, you are a liar. I was like, my mouth, I was still pushing Jeremy. My mouth was like, this girl can lie. Jeremy, my son, now said, really? I didn't know that Jeremy was listening as I was listening. Jeremy now said, really? I have 1 zillion shoes. That was where I lost it. I laughed so hard. When we started debriefing, like anything that happens, I do this debrief with my kids. Anything that happens, I do this debrief because I want to know their opinion on what happened. I wanted to know what they could do better. I also would want to know what they can do the next time, right? It helps them to prepare for next time. So when I was debriefing, I asked Jeremy, why did you tell him 1 zillion? Jeremy said, I don't know. For Jeremy has a way of putting numbers and exaggerated numbers. So Jeremy said 10,000 was not possible. So he has to exaggerate a higher number for the girl. You know, that makes sense. But now, in all honesty, in all, bringing out the lessons that I learned, which is actually the reason why I am sharing this video. The world is not going to get better if you get what I mean. What I mean is, when we were kids, right, we used to show off with little things. We used to show off with, I have fine shoes, I have fine clothes, I have fine this. It's not going to change. It's going to get worse. Now, kids show off with even higher things. Like you will see a child that owns a whole lot, a child that owns Xbox, PS5, PS has updated this, iPhone that, owns all of it. And this child is going to be sitting in the same room with your child who may not have all of those things. Now, Don't get me wrong, the reason why your child doesn't have all of those things might be your own system of parenting. Some kids do not have access to internet, access to tabs, not because their parents cannot afford it, but because of their own system of parenting. What are you feeding your children so that they can be able to mingle with children outside there? Because they're going to meet people. This is where you teach your children to have a strong personality. Like, I couldn't have been proud of my son like I was on that day. I was like, Jeremy, I'm so proud of you. Like, the girl wanted to lie to you. You had to give her a lie that will make her to know that her lie is lie. So the girl now started saying that she has 1 billion zillion shoes. So, is it necessary? So teach your children to have a personality that is not attached or dependent on anything. Like, teach them to have a personality of whether I'm a lawyer, whether I'm a doctor, whether I have good clothes, whether I have the best shoes, whether I have the worst circumstance, whether in any situation I find myself, I can be able to practically take off my personality, have me as a person, be content with who I am as a person, and then extract myself from every other circumstance. That is how you raise kids that have strong personalities. So let your children have a personality of their own. Teach your children who they are and who they are in Christ. That is enough for them. Because the world is not going to change. The world is not going to get better. It doesn't look like it. We are going to try. It's not going to look like devices are going to be changing. It's going to be like before now, it was less technology, same things, but less technology. Now, everything has advanced both in technology and all. So we don't know what the next generation is going to come up with. That is the reason why we are going to raise our children to be strong enough to stand against the devices of the world. Now, I want to slightly take back what I said earlier, that the world is not going to get better. And I'm going to say this. If all parents should put hands together to raise their children well, we're going to have a better world. But is everybody ready for this conversation? You and I know that everybody is not ready for this conversation. Most times when I share things about how I feel about when I see kids behave the way they behave, I'm not saying that my kids are perfect. I'm also raising them. But you're not going to stop me from talking about things that I'm seeing that are going wrong with the way parents are raising their children. The reason why I won't stop talking about it is because your kids are going to be in the same room with my kids. So you need to raise your kids well, if not for your kids, for mine. Because your child is going to be my children's peers. So you have to raise them well. So if you've not taken anything out of this video today, I want you to take something out. Contentment is a virtue you should teach your children from little. Teach them contentment, both from the part of knowing that you don't need to brag to be fulfilled. You don't need to push somebody down to fill up. You don't need to lie to have a sense of belonging or a sense of arrival. You don't need to do all of that. Just teach your children to be who they are. Like, I am who I am without attaching anything, without attaching nothing. That is how you have a generation that will not be going through series of depression. Because they are bold at heart. They are bold in themselves without anything. And they can be able to stand hard. If you had seen how Jeremy said, I have 1 trillion shoes. Does Jeremy have up to 5 shoes? I love how the boy did not send the girl with her 10,000 shoes. So, 10,000 shoes, wow. So, I don't want to drag this video to be more than what it is. So, my 1 cent. Your kids are going to be meeting loads and loads of other kids from different backgrounds. And trust me, there are some people who are parents today who live off on bragging, who live off on pettiness. Somehow it's going to rub off on their children. So if that cycle is going to continue, I'm going to raise my own children to continue my own cycle. Cycle of people when no send you, when no send your mama, when no send your papa, when no send what you get. Like, I am whole and I'm full who I am. No matter how it is, whether I have or I have not, I am full. And that is a cycle that will continue to repeat. It's up to you. Allow your children to be who, discover themselves on time. Aisha Jackson will tell me that whenever I'm talking about parenting like this, that I used to. God will help us to raise our children very well. And I pray for any parent or any person who is trying to figure out how to raise their children just like I am. I pray that God will give us the understanding and the grace to sow the right seeds into our children, to stand up as a generation of parents who are going to nurture love and nurture whole kids, whole children that would rep us tomorrow. Like you will look back and you will say, oh God, thank you. I did this. Okay. This is not service. So this is not a church. Okay. All right, I'm wrapping up this video at this point. So if you have anything that you want to, any comment, you think I missed out anything, or like something you want to comment on this issue, I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. Whatever it is, thank God I have a video editor who's going to figure it out. So whatever it is, just put it on in the comment section. It's just to Genevieve, remember. And the conversation continues in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. See you in my next video. Subscribe to my channel, like, share, and see ya. Bye.